Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Year 360 Plays Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we were here in Violet City, and we defeated Faulkner at the Violet City Gym. His bird Pokemon proved to be a bit of a challenge for us, but in the end, we prevailed. Prevailed? Prevailed. What a great word. Anyway, last episode I said that after this we would be heading off into the next part of the game, but we won't, because I forgot something very important about Violet City. Something that I actually cannot leave the city without. Spout Tower. Yeah, that place I went when I first showed up here. I forgot that I actually needed to go in here. So, let's go in and see what we've got. Oop, hold on. Spout Tower was built long ago as a place for Pokemon training. Only if you reach the top will you obtain an HM. The hidden machine, you say. Alright, let's see what we got here. Hi. Okay, well we can... Uh-oh. However hard we battle, the tower will stand strong. Alright, let's see what you got. Sage Nico wants to battle. Bellsprout. And who do I have first in my party? Oh, you poor dear. Oh. Now what level does Cyndaquil learn Ember? I forget. Oh, well, it shouldn't be too far from now. Level 13, maybe? Sage Nico's about to use a Bellsprout. I really do want to train up some of my other Pokemon. Let's go ahead and send out Pidgey. Yeah, and I think I'll round this out with Sentret, because I really do want to fur it. Don't ask why. Ooh. Alright, let's see what we got here. You know, I actually am conscious that there are other Pokemon LPs out there that are doing things perhaps a little bit more dangerously than I am. You know, your Nuzlocks and your Wedlocks and things like that. But, you know, that's just never been my style. Like, if I really like a Pokemon, I'm not going to let it go. And I think what my main draw, if you will, for this series will be, moving forward, will be me doing what I really should have been doing all along in Pokemon, and playing with Pokemon that I've always really liked. You know, I've spent a lot of time... Oh, Sage Nico was defeated. Wonderful. I fought hard, but I'm too weak. 96 Pokemoney, I guess? But yeah, I spent a lot of time building a strong team when what I really should have been focusing on, oh, that's useful, was a team of Pokemon that I really like. There's actually one not too far from Violet City, but the main issue is I can't get it until later in the game. We stand guard in this tower. Here we express our gratitude to honor all Pokemon. But yeah, there's a Natu over in the Ruins of Alph, which I may show you either this episode or the next. Sage Chow. Alright, let's see what you got then. But yeah, I really want to get a Natu, because and leave it a Natu. That's the thing. Because I've always liked, you know, kind of the flying psychic type. I had decided fairly early on, once Johto was released, if you will, like right at the very beginning of Johto, that my starter Pokemon would probably be a Natu, because I just like the concept of him. Alright, Bellsprout. Yeah, I'll change out. Yeah, I was thinking earlier, before I started recording, that like another Pokemon that I really wanted to train was a Gardevoir, and it completely left my mind that Gardevoir did not exist until Hoenn. So, won't be doing that. And Bellsprout, You know what? No. We could use a strong bird type. Flying type, excuse me. Yeah, there we go. So, it is actually the very, very late. The night before this video goes up. So it is the 8th. And here in Oklahoma, we have this lovely thing. I don't know if the rest of you guys in the rest of the country have it, but it's called weather. And Oklahoma weather is a magical thing. And by magical, I mean horrific. Absolutely horrific. Of course, I walked right into him. Sway like leaves in the wind. So we're actually setting, as I sit here right now, we are setting under a tornado watch. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically the weather patterns in the area are such that a tornado might form at some point this evening. Well, at some point during the early morning. And so they're watching. If it goes to tornado warning, that means that there will be a tornado on the ground at some point in the near future. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch out to Centret. And as we all know, tornadoes are no fun. Luckily, I live somewhere that, in kind of middle of the state, but in such a way that, you know, we don't ever get tornadoes too close out here, which means the only thing we're in any real trouble from is the high winds, and it gets kind of frightening with those high winds. I mean, right now I'm hearing it through my headsets howling against my window, but you know, there's a certain mindset you get into if you live out here that you just accept that kind of weather. So, you know, my favorite kind of weather to sleep in is a heavy thunderstorm. I love the small flashes of lightning and then the rumble of the thunder. I think we're gonna reorganize our party here real quick. Oh, and that'll give me a chance to show off another thing that I forgot to mention. If you're joining us here at this juncture, there we go. I got an egg last episode, which, if you aren't new to the game, will either be now let me see here, it's a Magby or a Cleffa, which is the pre-evolved stage of Clefairy, or oh, come on brain, you can do this. Yeah, and the Magby is a pre-evolved stage of Magmar, and I think those are the only two ways you can get that Pokemon in the game. I train to find enlightenment in Pokemon. Sometimes wonder if these guys don't take their Pokemon just a little bit too seriously. Alright, Jen, what you got? Oh, a Bellsprout. How original. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Things are getting a little tough. Why did you miss? Like, really? Ooh, okay. Okay, time to switch out Pokemon. Yeah, that'll do. Problem is, I've got a unit composition, if you will, set up for fighting bird types. And since I'm going up against plant types, well, that's a bit of an issue. Alright, but I won. If I sound a little bit different, it's because I'm using a different microphone. I was in a bit of a hurry to get this recorded, so I'm using the headset mic from my Turtle Beach headset I got for Christmas. And I find it quite a useful mic. I thought it was fairly good quality in my test recordings. Obviously, you know, I'll go back to the other mic eventually, but well, probably the next time I record something. But yeah, there we go. So let me see here. You know, I've talked about this before in my Half-Life series, but well, specifically in the Half-Life series, I always wonder how it is that people who do Let's Play videos like this for a living are able to just talk and talk and talk about pretty much nothing for 15-20 minutes. I want all the experience I can get. So I'm going to fight every single one of you guys. Because, you know, the story about the tornado was the easiest that I ever kind of found myself just letting go and telling a story. I find it difficult to do that, you know. Well, at least I'm getting better with it, I hope. But it's just, I grew up in a very private family, you know. We don't tell our stories, you know, just to random strangers. And if you'll excuse me, that's kind of what I'm doing here with you guys. But, hoot hoot. Oh, yes, I will. Thank you. Rocky, what you got for us? A hoot hoot. I caught one of those before I started recording last episode. I really need to train him up, you know, because he can have... I guess I could train him up until I get the Natu. Because he's a psychic type, isn't he? Or he can learn psychic moves. But yeah, you know, I've never been much for just telling random people my story, if you will, or whatever story's going on with me. I like to talk. That's fairly easy to tell, but just telling random things that are happening in my life. So I will say this, though. I will say this. I'm in an electronics course right now. I am so close to graduating, and I am looking so forward to it. Hey, Sage Troy. Oh, that's some real money. Alright, let's see what we got up here. Oh no. You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, here is your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war. Humph. He claims to be the Elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon. Oh, and he's gone. Okay, well, Ah, I see, escape rope. Alright, so, obviously, what we have here is a battle. Because, of course, it is. It's Pokemon, after all. So let's go ahead and use some potions on these guys. Doink. Sweet. And let's switch these up here real quick. Let's have Pidgey out first. Yeah, from there anything can happen. So, here we go. So good of you to come here. Spout Tower is a place of training. People and Pokemon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between your Pokemon and you. Alright, let's see how we are. Alright, Lee, what you got for us? Blow him away, Pidgey. Oh, yes. This is what happens when you bring the right gun to the right fight. I wonder if I want to keep Pidgey as a Pidgey instead of... Oh yeah, I'm going to change Pokemon. Rocky, no. Yeah, see, this is one of those things, right? I've always wanted a strong Onix, but they're just so tough to train. So I never did. And of course it missed. But of course it missed. We can't have our attacks hitting now, can we? There we go. That's something. You know, that's something I've not thought about in a while. I wonder what my favorite Pokemon game is. Like, this one is the one I'm probably most nostalgic about because it was my first, you know. And it was a big deal for me, right? Because I came from kind of a well, not kind of a, I came from a very conservative family that was very careful about what they allowed us to view, you know. And I went to a school early on that didn't allow Pokemon because of the evolutions. And it was always weird to me, you know, as a kid, because I knew what this was. And it didn't seem problematic to me at the time, and it still doesn't. But my parents were very wise in that they looked at things for themselves, right? They could have done what every other parent in that entire school did and just believe what the school said and never figured out what any of this stuff was all about. But they didn't. They looked at it, they thought about it. Of course you were released from bind on the turn that you would have... Oh well. Oh, boosted because he's a traded Pokemon. That's right. Yeah, let's change out. No, let's get this over with. But yeah, they found out about Pokemon, they found out what it was, and we were perfectly allowed to watch it. And I watched it for probably years longer than I actually should have. But, you know, it was a good show, fairly decent. And I love the brightly colored Pokemon. All the way up to Hoenn. And he's done. But yeah, I think Crystal's my favorite, but what did I have? I had Emerald, which was really good too. Take this flash, HM. HM05. Probably the least used HM I've ever had in a game. It goes in the TM pocket. Flash illuminates even the darkest of all places. But to use it out of battle, you need the badge from Violet's gym. Which I already have. I had it in the last episode. So, looks like I'm already ahead of the game. Of course. Oh! I caught one of you already too. So, have at ye. But yeah, that is Spout Tower for you. And we took care of Faulkner last episode. So, I think now we can leave town and move on to better and, flash, right? Brighter things. But we'll have to do that in the next episode. I've run a little longer than I like to do on this one. But we did clear out an entire area. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Take care.